Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chupacabra's lair. I'm your host, Larry, the most delectable spacefaring Chupacabra man here today, and we're going to be checking out another indie title today, taking a look at another roguelike, a top-down 2D space shooter roguelike that's made by Live Aliens, and it just got done with its stint in Steam Greenlight, although I'm not entirely certain if they got through Steam Greenlight, as this is all kind of going on at the end of that program as Steam is swapping over to their new pay-to-play system, where you pay $100 and they let you on the platform. And we're going to be checking out Atomic Heist here today, and it takes place in space, and we are a bit of an undercover secret agent who has to stop what we hope is a Doomsday weapon in the making. And this game is eventually going to come out sometime later this year, 2017. It's going to be out on both Steam and also Xbox One.
Yesterday, we tracked the Ryokan battleship Krigan entering Bravo Quadrant. They attacked and overtook the Hyperion 6 station, seizing the Atomic Impulse Core. It is of the utmost importance that we do not let the core get into Ryokan hands. Your objective is to get in, grab the core, and get out before they can lock down the station.
Alright, so that's basically our mission. Some evil aliens have gotten into Federation space, and they're pretty hell-bent on doing something evil with this particular power core. This is the atomic power core that powers this space station, and we need to take this core by shooting it a couple of times, grab it, and leave before anybody is the wiser, or blows us up and takes it back. Probably the second thing will happen before the first, yeah. And then that's about it. We save the day, we get like a badge or a medal, and everyone's happy. So most of the game is going to look a lot like this, where we roam through different areas of this space station, blowing up things like unlockable crates and everything, and then we just destroy things before they can blow us up. Very standard shoot 'em up style, 2D shooter style. And then all the way, we can get some roguelike elements in the forms of different drops and pickups and things that will empower our lovely spaceship. Like more ammo, which is very important. You can never have too much ammo, especially because if you run out of ammo, you're essentially dead. And then you can play around with different ships, different technologies, different power-up combinations, or even different weapons. Although I've played with this napalm weapon, and it's not that great. It just lights things on fire, and unless you get some dead-on accurate shots, enemies will be alive way too long, and they'll eventually shoot back at you. So there's a wide variety of enemies. There's like little drones that kind of wander about the station, and they can wander into you and cause damage to your ship. And then there's also the evil... I didn't quite catch how you pronounce that enemy's name, but these evil space aliens and their evil ships that want to touch our booty. And I don't know about you, but me and aliens, our booties don't really get along that well. So the other thing is, we can just sneak through this level. Also, some interesting wall glitches. This is an early alpha demo / beta for this game, so some hiccups are bound to happen like that, but we can either sneak through and just ignore everything, which is completely fine, and then get to the next level, or we can kill everybody, which will ensure that we get the maximum number of unlocks, and also make sure that when we go between levels, we actually have access to some pretty sweet upgrades that will make our lives a heck of a lot easier, including enabling a very lazy form of stealth. So what do I mean by that? Well, inside of this game, it's actually possible to sneak up on enemies by turning off large swaths of the station's lights. And this is one of the 3 upgrades we can pick between levels, is lights are always out, or enemies move slower, or increase chance at anti-rad drops. Or basically the chance that we'll get more health so we can stay alive longer. I like the lights out because it makes it really easy to sneak around. As you see, everything kind of looks like night vision goggles. and it's super duper easy to sneak up on things because they can sort of see you, but they don't see you very well. They're just kind of guessing. And then that's basically the bread and butter of this game. Things don't get a ton crazier, although there are some things like this. This is an environmental obstacle, and if we're not careful, that thing will hit us and then cause us to take physical damage and smoosh us. So, oh, we're actually running low on ammunition, so I better check for some. So that's one of the big things in this game. One of the only things that has consistently proved my downfall is running out of time, running into like a bug that prevented me from progressing, or running out of ammunition, which basically means I can't do diddly squat. Good news is there's a lot of different weapons available, a lot of different ways to swap things in and out, lots of different ammo drops if you're smart and look out for them. So you just gotta be patient, you just gotta be accurate in what you're doing, and you also gotta pay attention to your health. Because essentially what's going on is this whole station, I guess, is being bombarded by radiation, so if we stay in one place for a bit too long, we will explode because our armor will deplete and we will just die in the vacuum of space. Which is honestly not that great. So we just gotta get through all of these levels, and somewhere at the end here we gotta fight a boss, and then we get out of the station, presumably. I mean, this is a very early build, so I'm guessing that we're just like an interstellar agent that has to go through different space stations, different hideouts for pirates, all sorts of things. And it doesn't provide like a crazy story, but it provides a very nice story arc that we can follow that actually gives us a purpose somewhere in this universe. So what upgrade do we want this time? We can do things like bomb enemies, which can be useful. Although, unfortunately, because there's only so many weapons in the game right now, it's usually pretty dangerous to try and bomb people. So let's get more anti-rad drops because I want to live. And then what do we got? Here's a customer. No drops from you. I could really use more ammo. That's less radiations. That's good. Keeps us alive a little bit longer. Gives us a little leeway. Now, is this the button to open the gate? So this is something that's a little confusing. This is a gate you have to open. And you'd think you'd have to activate this thing. So these things here are panels that come out. Although they don't always activate. And they do just some weird button pressy stuff. And then they seem like they would open up a gate to the next area. That is not always the case. Sometimes they just exist and they're obnoxious and they don't do anything. That's actually killed me a pair of times where I tried to spend several minutes trying to figure out what combination I needed to activate to get it to behave, and it didn't really do anything. So I died, thinking that that's what it was for. So some of the things that are on the walls that you can engage with don't really do much. Weakened electric round. I'll stick with my regular. Well, actually, let's play with the gun. Let's play with a weird weapon. See what these are like. So these are basically like the other weapon, although I think they do more damage to certain types of enemies, perhaps? Or maybe they disable their weapons? I don't know. Some of these weapons just sound cool, but they don't actually do anything. Which is sort of unfortunate and sort of obnoxious at the same time. So I don't know how to interpret that. Oh, do they bounce? Oh, they bounce. I get it. That would probably be better explained by just describing it better in the tooltip, the tutorial information. Oh, this guy's got that weapon too. Because, like, weakened electric round doesn't tell me anything. Like, is that bacon? Does it give me a hand job? Like, I don't know. It just sort of exists, and I'm not entirely certain as to why. So this could be useful, like for shooting around corners and the like. Or it could be obnoxious because you're better at direct conflict, where you'd want more of the raw damage. Although once I'm out of ammo for this, it will revert back to my other gun. In fact, let me check and see if you can actually adjust that so it behaves itself and I can actually use the other one. Doesn't seem like I have the ability to adjust any of that. Ow. Wow, that's got a ridiculous range. Holy shit. I don't know what that does, but I don't like it. That thing looks spicy. Super duper spicy. So some of these enemies seem innocuous and completely harmless at first, but then you get right up close to them and they just obliterate you for seemingly no reason. So there's some silent rounds that splinter. These could be nice for a room filled with enemies, although I have a feeling that this is just going to be really low damage that doesn't help me out that much. Let's just shoot into this room. Maybe I can kill some of them indirectly? That's the hope anyway. Oh, I'm already low on ammo though. This thing kind of sucks. Alright, this might be cool. What's this do? This sucks too. Alright, I'm definitely not feeling the vast majority of these. Okay. Oh, and I exploded. I'm definitely not feeling the vast majority of the weapons in this game. They feel very... like, the concepts are solid seeming, but they don't look very cool. And they certainly don't behave that well. Like, I would expect some of these to do some redonkulous damage. I just want stuff that explodes sometimes, alright? It doesn't need to be crazy. It doesn't need to give me the cure for cancer. All it has to do is explode and look cool. And this game, it doesn't have your standard run-of-the-mill cheesy... I mean, at this point, it's kind of cheesy where every single game that's a roguelike or has roguelike mechanics has pixel art. But this game just kind of has some nice art that looks like it's vectorized, so it behaves very nicely on all size screens, because I'm actually playing this at 4K resolution, but I'm recording it at 1440p just because I like to edit that a little better. It takes a little less time. And it actually performs pretty gosh darn well. It's definitely not breaking the bank graphically, but it definitely performs well, which is something I think a lot of people are willing to give up when they are playing something from an indie developer. And nothing against live aliens. I mean, making graphics that are robust on a budget when you don't have a lot of assets to work with can be a pain in the booty. So it's nice that you found something that works. This all feels consistent, coherent, and you don't try to do something with it that's weird that causes a bizarre amount of lag. So I'm gonna say this is pretty good. I like this so far. I mean, I still have yet to get very far into this for various reasons of just getting killed because I run out of ammo really fast. Because some of these guns don't do a lot of damage, and then you just end up shit creek without a paddle. I couldn't quite figure out what button I need to switch weapons either. Like having, like, you run out of ammo and then a tooltip pops up and says, hey, quick, switch the other gun with this button. That would be sweet. Let's see, WXP, increased chance of anti-rad. Oh, it's not giving me the option for always having the lights out. Well, I'll get the ammo drop increase because that's super important. Let's turn these lights off because I don't want to fight people with my pants off and people can see it. Just asking for trouble. Alright, that guy's dead. Maximum ammo. Up the butt. Alright, you up the butt too. There we go. Beautiful. Beautific. So I like this game so far. It's got a solid foundation. I look forward to seeing what it's doing. It doesn't do anything crazy. It doesn't do anything specifically new. But what it does do, it does pretty darn well. And it's not trying to recreate the wheel. It just does what it knows works. And I think it's a solid concept. So far, I have been pleasantly surprised. And so, you know, everything's been smooth with this. Just a couple of things that are conceptually a little weird. Like those random panels that don't seem to have a purpose. Like if you got rid of those in favor of some other methodology, that would be great. So that'll be it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. I've been your host, Larry the Chupacabra. This has been Atomic Heist, made by Live Aliens. It just had its stint on Steam Greenlight. Not sure where it's gonna head from there. I might ask the developers for an interview to see what they've got to say about their experience so far and where they're going with it. And until next time, I've been your host, Larry. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and toodles everybody, and have a good one.